Urahara, you have no chill at all. It's like, oh, I was just preparing for it, or, you know, just with the 1,000 other scenarios in the old noggin. I'm like, Urahara, you got no chill at all. He's just like, I mean, hey, I got, like, Grimmjow in here, and he's like, I completed my contract, ripping out, like, immediately his hand out of this filthy ass, and he's like, I'm done with this stuff, and all that. It's like, you did everything I had to do, and it's just like, you know what, I did, and all that. It's like, oh, like, but, like, how did he get up? Like, how did Grimmjow, like, reappear after all this? It's like, you know what, I healed him. He was on the way here. It's like, you know what, when Arrancars had their masks ripped off by Aizen, do you know what they do? When resurrected, their Arrancar Reatsu is completely transformed into hollow Reatsu. So I thought, a bit of information might, you know, improving about it. It's just like, he had other situations to come do this, like, literally when it's like, well, I've got my pants caught down, it's just like, I had these situations on lockdown, and like, I really like how Askin's like, so what's happening now? And it's like, you lost. Like that, in a war, we're talking about war, and it's just like, this most creepiest face from like Urahara with like the stitches, it's like, you're gonna die. That's just as simple. It's like, no different from anyone else, it's survival of the fittest, and he's like, I just love how Grimmjow just doesn't give a shit, and he's just like, you know what, this completes our contract, we're done, you've healed me, you've done that, and he's like, asking even still at this death, and he's like, you know what, fuck you. You know, when I'm caught with, like, when I'm actually gonna die, this is what actually happens to me. My Gitboard Deluxe is just even more magnetized. And he's just like, I really did like it, like, Askin was just like, you know what, I sound like a broken record, so I'm not even gonna bother about the whole lethal spiel again. We're just gonna die, and you're just gonna, like, shut up and deal with it. And, like, Grimmjow's like, oh, shit, fuck, I gotta deal with this, I can't. Like, so here's the situation, is like, with like Nell is actually on the outside, and I was like, okay, like what's she actually gonna do? Because like I was curious, like she's here, and it's like out of the situations and all that, it's gonna be the worst return to it. So it sounded like, since there's an actual entrance, what Urahara still has. So this is how like it's sounding like it's gonna go down. Is that what's gonna happen? Is Neliel is gonna have to go inside of there and take it out? It's like, she was like saying, oh, I was looking forward to like so much to like meeting up with Ichigo. So it makes it sound like, from how like they're all sounding, and especially with like Urahara like bloodied up, and he's like, yeah, this is the end for me. It's like, I can't do any more for like you, like Kurosaki and Kuchi. It really does sound like this is the end for Urahara, which I doubt like this is going to be the death of him, but it just sounds like, yep, this is all I can do for you guys. I'm sorry, like this. So it kind of, in a way, it sounds a little bit shitty that it took like Urahara just to beat him, and it also sounds like this is it for Grimmjow as well. Like, so like I really hope there's more Grimmjow like that. And even with Urahara, I hope there is more of them. And it's like, yeah, we got to see his Bankai, but it's like, even with that, it's like, you know, like he just sounds like he's passing the torch already. He's like, yeah, I've already done it. He's already flat ass on the floor. And then I was like, oh, really? Like, please tell me there's more to that. I really hope. And it's like, I think it's just because I genuinely want to see more of Urahara at this point. But it's like, even with that like situation, the only possible way I can see like what's going to be happening with that whole healing thing is the way how Nell's going to have to go through that. She's going to have to quickly go in there, grab Yoriichi, grab Urahara, like grab everyone in that Gift Ball Deluxe, like everybody inside of there. And it's like, then she's probably mainly going to have to use her resurrection to automatically, because we know when they go to their resurrection they heal, so they heal themselves. So I'm kind of curious, like, what exactly, like, is she going to actually use, like, her ability, like, right inside of there? I was surprised, because I really thought it would have been cool if we saw a little bit more of Nell with the second resurrection. I know a lot of people saying, like, oh, we're still going to see more Grimmjow. The way how like it was being phrased in this chapter, though, it really sounded like we aren't going to see any more of the Urahara, we aren't going to see any more Grimmjow. I mean, I'm still happy he got his payback on the whole Askin thing. That's still the most happiest thing on there. But it's like, it makes it sound like, I couldn't really do anything else with like the Arrancars. So it's like, So I'm just hoping, please give Neliel, please, like, surely there's got to be more with them. It's like, please give them another moment to shine. But it's like, whilst we go that, we kind of cut off to the last parts of, like, the chapter where we go back to, like, the Valkyrie. And it's like, yeah, cool. It just feels like a more happier version of the army with, like, this Garo guy. It's like, oh, like, we get to see heaps of guys getting involved. I do like the little comedy that they were having between one another. And then it was like, we had all of them come in. Then as well, Byakuya. We had, like, heaps of Gaia. We had Kenpachi coming in, cutting down Linky's arm just like it was nothing. And I was like, you know what? If this is, like, how it's going to take Vizard's Byakuya, it's going to take Hitsugaya, and then it's also going to take him to take down this guy. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's like, we're taking quite a few captains just to even deal with this guy, and it's like, And it's just like the way it ends the chapter, it's like, oh great, things have gotten worse, Kenpachi's come back and we're ready to deal with this asshole now. So I definitely did like this chapter coming up with a finale. It's like Askin was just like in his own way, like, you know what, fuck it, screw you, I'm gonna blow you up, that's how it is, you're gonna die in here with me. And from what it sounds like from the situation is that from like everything that was gonna happen is that Neliel is going to go inside of there and she's going to rescue like Urahara and everyone out of there and just try and like get out of there. And I'm guessing the only way maybe to get rid of the Giftball Deluxe maybe like while she's in there, like it sounds like she isn't going to be in any condition to get out of there. It's like the only way I can see it is like, you know, like when we see like what happens when they use their resurrection is that they heal themselves. So I'm kind of curious exactly what's going to go down with that. Overall, I would give this chapter an 8 out of 10. I did enjoy it. I'm kind of like, I'm hoping that we kind of don't see more of this chapter. Like, that's the thing, like, I generally don't care for like, the other guy that we got left. Like I even though with like, I mean, he's kind of cool. Like, I prefer him over like kind of like what we had with like Hyuraku's fight with that one. But it's like, he doesn't seem that too much of the threat. It's like, he's just a giant. Like, he's just like a new version of Yami, just like a more happier version of him. It's like, I mean, it'd be nice if we got to see like more of the Visor show at the time, but it seems like it's going to be like he's the guy, Byakuya and Kenpachi ultimately are going to be the ones taking it down, so we might be moving on with Ichigo in the group. So it's kind of like how it's like placing itself right now. I feel like probably next week we are probably going to see Ichigo and the gang. We haven't seen them for like 2 months already, like 2 or 3 months, so we might be able to see them now and see what they're going to be up to and if they're making their way up to you watch. So I'm kind of curious to see where that's going to go, but overall, that's all from me, so thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been Savagezweipanda. If you love Bleach as much as I do, then click on the subscribe and the like button down below. But that's all from me, so I'll see you guys next time.